Following the end of the Revolution, the Cherokees were primarily in North Carolina and northwestern Georgia. There was a steady influx of settlers from the Carolinas and Georgia setting up farms and plantations in the area, wanting their land for that reason. The government of Georgia had never liked the Indians. They had always wanted to drive them out of the state. The Creek were largely driven out of the state by 1825. The Cherokees living in the mountains had the less desirable agricultural land, so they were able to hold out longer, and they made a real effort to behave like Americans and to not resist violently. But by the late 1820s, the pressure was getting really strong on them. Andrew Jackson became president and really wanted to drive the Indians out of the Southeast in general, and the same year they discovered gold in the Dahlonega area, which started a major gold rush and was pretty much the final straw for forcing them out. And the move from then on was to get the Cherokees to move out as quickly as possible by any means possible.
Before gold was discovered in 1848 Sutter's Mill, California, Native Californians had lived in relative peace for thousands of years, speaking up to 80 languages over a population base of some 150,000 people. That all changed during the steady arrival of white fortune seekers from back east, and when California became a state in 1850, the state's first governor, Peter Hardeman Burnett, like many white settlers, saw indigenous Californians as lazy, savage, and dangerous, informing his legislative brethren during the second State of the State address that a war of extermination will continue to be waged between the races until the Indian race becomes extinct, and that while we cannot anticipate this result but with shooting and oftentimes scalping Native Americans, at the same time setting up bounty payments for white settlers that brought about the murder of 6,400 to 16,000 Native Californians between 1846 to 1873, while the U.S. Army took the lives of an additional 1,600 Native Californians. In many cases, the killing sprees wiped out entire tribal outposts, including the 1850 massacre of some 400 Pomo people slaughtered by U.S. cavalrymen from California soil. Still others were forced onto reservations, while Native children were forced to attend Indian assimilation schools. While California